What's up, Fearless Nation? Jay Roos back at you. You guys been keeping up with the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones hype? It's getting exciting, and we're not even a month out yet. But I was watching an interview with Roy Jones on FightHype.com on YouTube, though, and Roy was saying something about that he could knock out Mike Tyson. And I thought, man, this guy's really confident, and he seemed like he was believing what he was saying. It didn't seem like he was just putting on to promote the fight. It seemed like he really believed it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, how many people would have believed that Tyson Fury was going to knock out Deontay Wilder? You know, I picked Fury to win on points. At the last minute, I thought he might knock him out, but I didn't say it. So I didn't come out and really say it afterwards. But I picked Fury to win that fight, but not by knockout. But like I said, how many people would have picked Fury to have knocked out Wilder? So, I mean, it's possible because Roy has quick hands, and, you know, they say the punch that knocks you out is the one that you don't see coming. And as fast as Roy is, and I saw clips of him fighting, and he threw like 3 left hooks that were lightning fast. So it could be exciting, but I just don't, even if he tags Mike a lot, I just don't see him, I just don't see him being able to stand a Tyson punch. I just don't. When I go back and look at his fights, I'm like, I just don't see him being able to take a blow from Tyson, especially when I heard him say something about, and this really shocked me. He said that Tyson is, this part didn't shock me, where he said Tyson is just as dangerous in the 8th round or the last round as the first round or something like that. He said like James Toney. And he said James Toney and Mike Tyson have the same power. I thought, not at all. James Toney was not a knockout puncher. Even Emmanuel Stewart talked about James Toney had small fists, which usually means you're not a knockout puncher. He said guys that really know how to knock someone out or have that power have big, giant hands, you know. And I thought about that. Like, yeah, that's true. Look at the size of Lennox Lewis's fists. I mean, they're like big, like he's got clay around them. They're huge. And I just thought, wow, if Roy thought that James Toney had a knockout blow or he had knockout power, what's he going to think when he gets hit by Mike? Because James Toney wasn't a knockout puncher. I believe he had, I think it was something like 77 wins and, let's see, something like 47 knockouts. So he had like 30 of his fights that weren't win. 30 of his fights that he won were not knockouts. So I'm like, that's not a high percentage of knockouts. 77 wins and then 47 knockouts? Nah, it should be closer. It should be like something like 77 wins and 70 knockouts. That's a puncher. Or even in the 60s somewhere, but 77 and 47? Nah. And then Roy Jones even went so far as to point out, he said, some guy was talking about, you know, him knocking out Tyson, and the guy had the stats behind him, and Roy said, look behind you, look. He said, look at my stats. I have more knockouts than Mike Tyson. He admitted, though, that he had more fights than Tyson. So, so I mean, we all know that Mike Tyson is the puncher of the two. I mean, Roy will admit that, but he thinks he has a chance to knock out Iron Mike. What do you guys think? Do you think he really can knock Mike out, or just what? And I heard something too about the fight might have headgear, and I was thinking, oh, I hope there's no headgear involved. Anyway, this is the J. Roos Theory. Beat down the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and be fearless.